So it's my pleasure to introduce this joint workshop. It's a workshop co-organized by the 3 European projects, which are PANDA, VISION-xEV, and XILforEV. All of us know that we have to do a great effort in order to reduce greenhouse gas emission to face the climate change. In the European Union roadmap, we have a target to reduce by 20% the emission from the reference year in 1990 today. And globally, we succeed, except in the transport sector, we have not reduced the emission. And the next step is to reduce by 20%, but only in 10 years, which is a huge challenge. Looking at the transport, we know that today is more than 1/3 of the global emission. And if we have a zoom on the transport, most of the contribution are due to road transport. And for road transport, half of the contribution of CO2 equivalent emission are due to a light vehicle, including our own passenger cars. So we have to work on all that transport type and specifically on automotive in order to reduce the environmental footprint of our transport sector. There are different scenarios by international agencies that show that we have to reduce the global warming by 2 degrees by acting on different sectors. And for the transport, we have to move from 1 million to 100 million electrified vehicles on the road by only 15 years. And it's not a very long duration, so it's a huge challenge to move more electrified vehicles on the road. Different international programs are working on that topic. In Europe, the H2020 is a research program of the European Commission up to 2020. And there are different topics, and one is focused on transport. It is called Smart and Green and Integrated Transport. You can see on this slide different research topics on power electronics, batteries, electrical drives, that means electrical motor and supply system, user-centric topics, vehicles, and you can see also one of the major topics is simulation and testing. The idea of this topic is to include digital tools in the development phase of electrified vehicles to speed up this development, because we have only 10 years up to 2030 to succeed to change the mobility in green mobility. So there are different white papers and world map, specifically from ERPA. ERPA is European Association of Automotive R&D Organization. That's shown that we have to include more and more simulation and digital tools to speed up this change. And we need to include new methods in order to face the challenge. There are 7 European projects that have been selected to work on that topic. And today we will present only 3 of this project: PANDA, VISION-xEV, and XILforEV. For the development of electrified vehicles or any industrial product, we can use what is called the V model or V cycle. First, we have in green what is called the design axis. From the system requirement, we have to decompose the system in subsystems, and then we have to analyze subsystems to decompose them in components. we have to design the different components, and after this last task, we can build the component. For example, an electrical motor. And after this design phase, design axis, we have what is called the validation axis in a range, which aims to test component, subsystem, and so on. So the first step is to test the component. If the component doesn't achieve the requirement, we have to redesign it. If not, we have to integrate in subsystem, and then we can test subsystem in the same way. In order to help the development of this new system or vehicles, of course, we integrate more and more simulation tools, specifically in the design axis, in order to help the design of electrical machine, battery, and so on. And we are also integrating more and more software in the real testing axis by coupling real components to be tested by virtual components in order to provide the right interaction between the tested system and the other part of the system. It is called generally hardware-in-the-loop testing. And moreover, a new trend is to develop a new axis, which is called the virtual testing axis, where the vehicle is tested purely in simulation. Of course, it avoids to build subsystem and to detect error at the final stage. Of course, this advantage has some drawback because we use more and more simulation tools that are different, and some components has to be modeled and simulate in a different task, and sometimes we redo the same work without reusing some model in other tasks. So all of our European projects are working on this new W model. VISION-xEV is working on virtual component development and system integration, which are more related on the design axis. PANDA developed a model organization in the cloud to share models between virtual and real testing axes. And XILforEV are working on remote and distributed X-in-the-loop test platform, more related to the real testing axis. So before to present the different projects, I would like to promote a joint special session in IEEE-VPPC conference. The first one is X-in-the-loop testing. It is managed by Valentin Ivanov and Ronan German and composed of 6 papers. And the second is virtual components managed by Walter Lom and Reinhard Tatschel. It's also composed of 6 papers. So if you would like to have more detail on our project, you can have a look on this special session during the conference. And I hope that you can enjoy this workshop and also our special session. Thanks for your attention.